He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, BRimes.
All right. Thanks for tuning into the show. Appreciate you spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got Martin Gramatica in studio with us. Clearview Imaging Center. We're going to be talking with him, of course, former Buccaneer, and Automatica Gramatica was the nickname. Martin, yep, welcome in, sir.
Hey, good to see you, man. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, likewise. Have you been on since the election?
After Trump? Probably not. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I've been asking everybody, just, hey, how's business? How are things going? Have you experienced the Trump bump? And a lot of people have, man.
Right, that's awesome. Well, I left my previous job, so I'm starting my own now. So I haven't experienced any bumps yet, but I'm excited too for that next chapter. You know, we're putting together a group that for me, it's about values and having the same core values. Yep. And the group that I'm putting together, that we've put together, is amazing. You know, Joe and Jamie Hess, who are two brothers that are going to be working with me. They know business. They've done business their whole lives. They've been in business together as brothers for over 30 years. So that tells you something. You know, if you can get along with your brother for that long, right?
Yeah, right.
I still put up with Santiago, so.
There you go. Yeah, that's great.
So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So
entrepreneurship, I love that. Entrepreneurship. I look back in my life, and a lot of my families, and I know your parents growing up, that own their own business, and so I love that entrepreneurship, the small business, and being self-employed. There's something almost magical about that, being able to have that freedom to be self-employed and create the career and the income that you want.
No, and for me, because this is my community, this is where I've been here since '99. Obviously, we grew up in La Belle, which is in Florida, so I don't want to go anywhere. So my reputation and being around this community means something to me. So that's why I wanted to make sure I could control that by owning my own company instead of working for somebody else. And then you can't really control, the things that are going on. And then I love Tampa. I want to be in Tampa, so I want to make sure I can control me being in Tampa.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's great to be able to do it in your hometown and your second hometown in a sense, in your case, and mine in a way too. Yeah, for USF back on the inaugural time. I was up here for a while, and then played in Virginia for a few years. But yeah, I like Tampa. Tampa's home now, and we love it here. There's so much to do. It's a great place to live, work, and play. You've got so many different advantages living here, and what a great place.
We always kept our house here because I knew, I played for other teams, but Tampa was going to be home. So that the house I bought in '99. We never sold, we leased it out for a year just because we weren't around, but we knew we were coming back to Tampa. So, it's special.
I love that. Yeah, Clearview Imaging Center. We're going to talk with Martin in just a moment more about that on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Before you do, I got to plug a couple of my listings here. As you know, we feature all of our real estate listings live on air. I got a beautiful listing at 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. This is my favorite, kind of a VIP estate-style home here in Tampa, and it's close to Oldsmar. It's in that Double Branch area. Great location. You got access to Upper Tampa Bay via your direct access through Upper Tampa Bay through 130 feet. Private water frontage, 6,000-pound boat lift. This is a gorgeous listing of mine. $1.7 million listing, 8107 Sierra Manor Lane in Tampa. 4 bedrooms, 4-bath, 3-car garage, 2-story single-family home. This is an estate-style home on over an acre of land. You got 1.17 acres, 3,600 square feet. Of course, it's all updated granite countertops, Wolf gas stove. The metal roof in 2023 is 65-year transferable warranty on your metal roof, 130 feet of private water frontage, and no backyard neighbor ever. There's a conservation back there. 6,000-pound boat lift, private dock, access to the bay, boat. Bring your boat, bring your jet skis, live that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. And that's a cool area over there, Martin, where you kind of boat over to like Bahama Breeze, and then you've got those new hotels there now, some nice restaurants on the waterfront.
There's so much going on. I mean, if you look at anywhere in Tampa, the growth is incredible, but that's a great spot. The water, you can't beat. We always talk about we live where people want a vacation. Yeah. And exactly right. That home is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And it's got like that Whiskey Joe's area too. Kind of a little known fact though, from from the Coast Guard or whoever does that area right there where people are kind of running from South Tampa up to that area has the most amount of jet ski and boat accidents in the whole entire Bay Area. I found that out one day. But isn't that a weird area? Because it is. People, hey, I'm going to run to South Tampa. I'm going to go catch this bar. I'm going to go over here and meet up with these friends. And you used to have Hogan's there, too.
Right, Hogan's Beach. Yeah. You sure the accidents happen after the bar, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There might be right after driving, on their boats, and they think, oh, there's no, road stops out here. But, that's where people can have those deadly experiences. All right, so that's 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. I also have a listing at 14135 Cypress Circle. This is another hot area. People love to be in Carrollwood. This is the Cypress Clusters at Carrollwood Village. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, two carport. You have 1,308 square feet. Lighter colors on the kitchen, lighter color flooring, stainless steel appliances, a gorgeous community pool as well. 14135 Cypress Circle in the highly desirable Cypress Clusters at Carrollwood Village. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
All right, quick shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Is Brio Tuscan Grill over at the International Plaza Mall. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez or Joseph. He's the general manager. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers. They'll offer an appetizer to you, and they may even throw in a free water with lemon. Sometimes they'll hook you up in there. But
I thought you were going to say something good, man.
Like
water and lemon.
Hey, you never know. Water. Maybe
the food's great.
It is great over there. That International Plaza Mall. There's so much to do around there. Yep. It's amazing to me how some of the places afford the rents over there.
Oh, I know, it's crazy.
That's a DeBartolo property. I think that's got to be pretty high dollar rent.
I remember when I came to the Bucks, that was nothing. There was no mall. That was before the mall.
I didn't realize that.
It was just empty lot. Before that, I believe it was like a driving range.
Yeah,
wow. And then it was like an empty lot, and then all of a sudden they pop up the beautiful mall you could see. Yeah, so
that's where $1 used to be too.
$1 was right across the street. So depending on where the wind blew. That's how much we could tell when the wind was blowing. I think it was north because then we'd swallow all that jet fuel.
You smell the avgas.
No, we'd swallow it.
That's terrible.
That was horrible. I mean, we're supposed to be, well, not me, but the rest of the guys are supposed to be high-performing athletes, Yeah. And they're inhaling jet fuel every practice.
Well, don't sell yourself short. You're kicking those long field goals. What was the longest field goal you ever kicked, by the way?
With the Bucks was 55, but then in college I had the 65-yarder.
Yeah, so did that win you the Lou Groza Award back then?
Yes. Well, listen, I got it my junior year, and then when I kick a 65-yarder, I come in second. I feel like I got robbed, but this is 30 years later. I'm like, come on, Lou Groza.
The second year though?
My second year. So as a junior, I got it.
You won it.
I won it, and then my senior year I came in second. But
they didn't want to give it to the same person 2 years in a row.
Well, they gave it to Janikowski back-to-back years, but Janikowski a great kicker. I'll give him that.
Big leg,
but my senior year with a 65-yarder. I mean, I feel like
you should have won that. That was the record too.
I'm not bitter at all.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I
kept the trophy. I threw away the plaque. I don't want that second place plaque. Come on, man.
Exactly. Blakey, I talk about our team with Bill. Bill was our kicker. We were 14-3 at halftime, undefeated. We beat a lot of great teams that year. I
remember. Yeah.
If you think about the names of who that was, Edrin
James,
Anquan Bolden, Kenny Kelly, Daryl Jackson here in Tampa. Frostproof had Travis Henry. We beat a lot of great teams, and we went undefeated. But I still have the bitterness around the state championship loss. It was 14-3 at halftime.
I know.
And then they ended up beating us. But it was one of those games where everything went wrong.
And that's the thing, like in this case, nothing you can do. I mean, getting to the finals not easy. So you got to be proud of the regular season. Obviously, you always want to win, and that's the one thing like our kids need to understand, that you play to win, and you're still upset about it because you love the game.
Competitive,
yeah. Kids these days, they lose 5-6-0. They don't care. They go home and go play video games. It drives me nuts. I'm like, no, my kids. Trust me, when my kids lost, they knew we lost.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to teach them right from wrong and winning and losing. That's for sure. So,
yeah, it is. How much of sports is that attitude, especially if you're, when I first started playing Pop Warner, I was around 9 or 10 years old, I think it was, and playing quarterback, and then Dad was the coach, but he used to do these funny antics and get us fired up. I remember he one time came into the locker room and said he had a bunch of dozen roses and a card. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to read this card." The other coach, I ran into him. You're not going to believe what he gave me. He gave me this card, and it said, "You big bunch of babies are going to need this pacifier when we get done kicking your butt." So he throws the pacifier on the ground, throws the dead roses, and they sent this to you, and then we stormed the field. We're ready to go play ball.
Oh, yeah.
But how much of it is the mindset?
Oh, 100%. You know, a lot of athletes have the talent, but if you don't have the mindset, you have nothing. So for me, like when people ask me, what did you try to teach your kids as far as kicking? Not much. The kicking, Santiago takes care of that. I worked on trying to make it mentally tough. So I was a tough, hard coach. And I'm a dad first, but as a coach, you've got to work harder than everybody else to get to where you want to get. And that's the mentality that I wanted to do for my kids. My wife as well. She played tennis in college. So tennis is a sport, too, that you can't take a day off, you know, and that's on your own, too. That's even harder because you're training on your own. So we try to mold them in that mentality that without work, you're not going to accomplish anything. And that's kind of the way we kind of raise our kids. But the mental side of sports is by far the most important thing. You could be the best athlete, but if you don't have it mentally, and the great ones have it mentally because they just they outwork everybody, which is crazy. That the most talented usually outwork the ones that aren't as talented either.
Yeah, and there's a fair share of those, but those are the ones we never heard their name. You know, that they never made it to that pinnacle. And a lot of this translates into real estate as well and sales, like, you know, having that same mentality. It's I teach a class called Win with Sellers. I'm teaching it January 22nd at the Pinellas Realtor Organization. Any realtors out there, sign up for that class. I'd love to see you there. But yeah, one of the main things that we talk about, and it says it right in there, a quote from Gary Keller, is you know, to the effect of out of all the strategies to learn, the tactics to learn, the number one thing is mindset. Yeah, it comes down to it every time.
There's a lot of companies in like pharmaceutical sales or even like medical sales that hire or try to hire athletes, former athletes.
Oh yeah,
they know how to compete. They don't accept losing. So it's just a different mindset when you play a sport at a higher level, and that's what people look at. But sports translate to life.
Yes.
You know, that's why, my opinion, that's why I'm not liking the portal with college, because now if you beat me out, all I have to do is just go in the portal and find a job somewhere else. Instead of me competing to get my job back and try to outwork you, no, I'll just go somewhere else. Somebody will pick me up. And that's what it's created a little bit of I don't like that. I don't mind the players getting paid. They should, because they're, you know, the universities were making billions of dollars off these players. So I don't mind them getting paid. I just don't like that they can transfer at will anytime they want.
They should at least, it used to be a year. Maybe they have to sit out a half a year now. You know, if you transfer equal divisions, you know, you would have to transfer. That's why when I left USF, I transferred down to play quarterback at Ferrum at a D3 school. I didn't have to wait. Play immediately, and I did. Had a lot of fun. We're talking with Martin Gramatica here. He represents Clearview Imaging Center. Tell us about Clearview and some of the goals there.
Yeah, so we are in the process of starting up and opening up. I've been in the preventative imaging for 4 years now. I love preventative imaging. It's saving hundreds and thousands of lives. I mean, it's saving lives every single day. So I decided to start my own, just so, like I said earlier, I can have more of an impact and more of control of where I want the company to go. And with my partners, we all have that same vision. And my partners are all local guys that love Tampa, love Florida. And that's important to me, being with people that love our community. And we're going to provide preventative scans for heart disease, cancer. We're looking for any abnormalities in the body. So if there's anything going on, because, I mean, you know firsthand, the first symptom of heart disease, it's a heart attack, and it could be deadly at times. You're the lucky one, because there are many that don't survive those heart attacks. With cancer, the first symptom is usually late stage. And these cancers can be survived if they're caught earlier. I have a good friend of mine that just passed away a month ago of colon cancer. Stage 4 colon cancer, 48 years old. And it breaks my heart, because we do, and we're going to be doing a virtual colonoscopy. And that virtual colonoscopy could have detected his cancer. And if he detects it before that stage 4, you have a higher percentage to survive it. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to be bringing to the community. And I'm just super excited and can't wait to get going. But it's a process. You know, we're looking for space. We have everything going. We'll announce when we have the website out, the numbers out, and we'll start taking appointments on.
Yeah, that's super awesome, man. Entrepreneurship, I love it. That entrepreneurial spirit alive and well here in Tampa Bay. Let's take a quick break. More with Martin Gramatica, former Super Bowl winner here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and founder of Clearview Imaging Center. Coming up here, more with him as well. Later on, we're going to be talking with Derek Kobel, Right Way Public Adjusting. A lot of questions still around the storms and insurance claims and how all that plays out. So great lineup for you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at BrandonRimes1, at CQB Show, and subscribe to our Rumble and YouTube channels. Right back. Quick break.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. That's patriotmobile.com/consumer QB. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio. We got Martine Gramatica, Clearview Imaging Center, talking about preventative scans that can help save your life, your loved one's life. We're going to talk with him more about that. Also, a little bit more on sports as well. I know we love to hear from Martine, former Super Bowl winner, and Lou Groza Award winner. We're talking about Hawaii, the connection there he has with his son as well. On the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings here. You know, we always like to feature our real estate properties on air. We got a great listing here at 1905 Masters Way. This one's in Plant City. Great opportunity to own a beautiful lot, large lot here as well. 0.38 acre lot, 4 bedrooms, 29 square feet, East Hillsborough County. And you are in Walden Lake, which has lots of amenities, walking trails, dog park, access to the lake for non-motorized vehicles. Check out 1905 Masters Way in Plant City, Florida. All right, 5444 90th Avenue Circle East. And this one's down in Parrish, Florida. Ancient Oaks is the community. This one's down in Ancient Oaks. It's a waterfront pool home in Parrish, southern part of Tampa Bay. Great opportunity here. Check it out. See all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Martine Gramatica in studio with us. And yeah, you know, I can see the passion that you have, man. You've been saving lives through, you know, your work and your career and taking this to a whole new level now. I love that with Clearview Imaging Center.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, Brandon. Like I said, my partners are amazing. You know, Joe and Jamie Hess. These guys, they've been in business their whole life together. So now that we can all partner up, they're going to be a lot of the behind the scenes stuff I'm not too good at. So that's good because I'll be able to get out in the community and let people know that they can do a preventative scan. That's the one thing. A lot of people have no idea they can do a preventative scan for heart disease, cancer, for anything. So we want our patients to come in when they're feeling well. So if anything's going on, we're going to catch it early. So yeah, once we get up and going, we'll let them know where to find us. Right now, like I said, we're in the process of looking for a location and getting the website going. It's literally startup, like from scratch.
It's exciting. I love it, man.
Yeah,
Get the awareness out there. That's the key with businesses, and even I see it in real estate too, or different areas of businesses, that creating the awareness to let people know. Because for the longest time, a lot of people, when it comes to real estate, they thought, oh, I got to have 20% down. I'm just going to rent another year.
Right.
And then they end up throwing around $50,000 a year or whatever it is in rent, where they could own for only 3% down or 100% financing. So it's about getting the word out. I love that. So let's talk about Hawaii, man. What a cool connection there. Tell us about that connection with Hawaii here in the Aloha Bowl.
Yeah, so we're excited. Nico, they left yesterday. The USF Bulls are playing in Hawaii, and that was my very first bowl game with Kansas State. We went to the Aloha Bowl, so he'll be going to the same spots I went, in 94. It's crazy. I can't believe how, I'm getting old, but
wow.
But
I remember seeing that as a kid, thinking, oh wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So can you imagine, like, now my son's playing? Well, not only were we proud that he got to play at Raymond James, I never thought I'd have a kid ever play at Raymond James. Now he's playing at Raymond James, but now he's going to the same bowl game that I went to. So I found a couple pictures, and they're making fun of the gear that we used to get, because nowadays they get top of the line stuff.
Yeah.
And then my kids were making fun of what I was wearing back then, but obviously, hey, it's free stuff. You're gonna wear it.
Yeah.
But it was cool that he's gonna get to go, and the Bulls have done an awesome job.
They really have.
Yeah.
And you're staying on the equipment for, I used to wear hip pads, butt pad, knee pads, and now the kids barely wear any pads at all in their bottom half.
Nothing, right? No, they don't. And then even with the NFL, you get fined if you wear this, if you wear that. Now it's like pretty much anybody can wear whatever they want. So it's it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot from when we were playing. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, my first year, our first year playing, I think it was 1987, playing Pop Warner.
Wow,
it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, so Martin Gramatica. So yeah, that's a real neat connection. Now, who did K-State play that year?
So we played Boston College, and we lost the game. So I'm hoping the Bulls go out there and get a W. So
and Bulls are playing.
Man, you're killing me.
I don't follow it. I don't follow it as closely.
It's a team from the West Coast. I can't remember. I think San Diego State, maybe.
Yeah,
there's somebody. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I worry about the Bulls.
yeah, exactly. And it's when you think about the matchups too. There's a lot of good matchups this year. And, the NIL though, out of, like you mentioned earlier, that's the big conversation to be had around sports. And Nick Saban's been pretty outspoken about it.
I agree with players getting paid because there's so many players that don't make it to the NFL, and now they gave up a lot of their 5 years of their life, taking a pounding, and then made nothing. And I understand. Well, you got an education. Not everybody's on scholarship. And even when you're on scholarship, it really doesn't cost the university that much to put an extra desk and give you a book, So while they're making millions. So I'm okay with the players getting paid. I feel like it needs to be more organized where every year the coach doesn't know who's coming back because it's a free agency. Anybody can leave and go to the portal. So I feel like they need to figure something out where they maybe make multi-year contract, kind of like the NFL. Yeah. The NFL, you know how many free agents you're going to have at the end of the year.
Right.
And now you know what players you need to get. With college now, like I think wasn't Marshall that every player on the team went in the portal? They had to. They couldn't go to the bowl game. Huh. So they were granted a bowl game. They didn't have enough players to go to the bowl game.
Man, that's the same team that lost their whole plane to the
right.
aircraft, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh, so that's what I don't like about the portal. But I agree that kids should be able to transfer because let's say you play quarterback and now there's a new coach that doesn't fit the style that you play.
Right.
Then you're stuck with a guy and you can't transfer now. You're stuck and you're probably never going to play.
Yep.
This case, okay, this doesn't fit my system. I want to go find somewhere I fit in.
Sure.
So I feel like that's okay to transfer that way. But just to transfer because you lose your job or you want more money, I'm not a big fan of that.
I get you. I got that. All right, Martin Gramatica, follow him online, find out more about Clearview Imaging Center. How do they connect with you?
Yeah, so Martin Gramatica on Instagram. They can find me on Facebook, Twitter, all the social medias, but mainly Instagram is where I post the most. So if they find me there, Martin Gramatica, I'll be giving more information about Clearview Imaging.
All right. Check them out on Instagram. Follow us online as well, at BrandonRimes1, at CQB Show on the gram. And we do have the YouTube channel, Rumble channel out there as well, YouTube, and the Spotify as well. Martin, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Merry Christmas.
Likewise. Merry Christmas to you, buddy. All right, coming up, Derek Kobel, Right Way PA, Public Adjusting. We're going to talk with him coming up here. Quick break.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, Knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back, Brandon Rhymes. Derek Kobel joining us, Right Way Public Adjusting on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Derek Kobel, our insurance public adjusting expert contributor on the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you as a consumer advocate. And he's got a lot of insights now from the hurricanes and all the activity. We're going to talk with him about what he's been seeing and some helpful tips as well, consumer advocate tips coming up from Derek Kobel on the show here. We always like to feature our listings. 4229 Redcliffe Place is one of our listings that we have. This one's in Newport Richey, affordable condo. This one's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo, stained glass insert in the front door. You have quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, a beautiful community pool, and other amenities. You have a great opportunity for 4229 Redcliffe Place, listed just over $100,000. Very affordable condo there from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We also have another listing at 1240 Chelsea Lane, 1240 Chelsea Lane, another great opportunity here in Tampa Bay. This one is a condo as well, second floor condo. This one's 2-bedroom, 1-bath, single-family home. That is no HOA, CDD. You get a newer roof in 2022. This one is a great rental opportunity. 2-bedroom, 1-bath at 1240 Chelsea Lane in Holiday, Florida. You can park your boat in the yard there. There's no HOA or CDD. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, Derek Kobel joining us. Right Way Public Adjusting. Derek, it's been a little while since we spoke. What's some of the newest developments out there?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being able to squeeze me in, man, and get me in. I love the show, and definitely been getting some calls from some people just looking for some advice. So I love what you do, man. The show is just blowing up all over the county. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, it's been crazy. You know, obviously the storms hit, and the biggest thing that people are really running into, man, is this 50% rule, which is wild. They've completely changed the rules, and it's changing almost daily. So I don't know how many people know this, but what had happened, Hurricane Ian, when Hurricane Ian hit down south, I don't know the exact details, but when Hurricane Ian hit, FEMA will reimburse the counties, the cities, and say, hey, look, as long as you follow the 50% rule, as long as you follow our guidelines and pay what needs to be paid, we will reimburse for all these permits being put, everything. And they did not. Lee County, some of these other counties down south, I don't know the specifics of which ones, they never got their money from FEMA because they did not follow their guidelines. So Pasco, Pinellas, Manatee County, they are being very strict with the 50% rule. In fact, in Pinellas County, I'm seeing that they're changing it to the 49% to really make sure, because they want their money from the government. So it's just hurting a lot of people, man, because no one's really being educated on this. So definitely running into a lot of issues with that, as well as underpaid wind claims. I have a claim on my own property, and I have a check for $3,000, for roof, fence, interior leaks, for all this damage. And even as a public adjuster, properly presenting my claim to the carrier, they still underpaid me by a significant amount.
Wow. Now, what does your attorney say? Does your attorney say to cash that check and actually get that money, or to not do that? Because
so that's a big misconception. I mean, unless something's changed, usually what that means is the insurance company, the way it works, and this has been a big question with people, is, hey, I got my first check. I don't want to cash it because I don't want to agree that this is the settlement. It's not how it works. The first initial check is usually the undisputed amount that they're agreeing to pay. So if people, for their flood, take that check or even wind, and they decide just to disappear, they're free to do that. Now, you know what I mean? So but again, if they get paid for certain damages and they choose not to repair those items, they're not going to get paid for them again, which is, kind of what's going on. But the issue right now with FEMA is this 50% rule and how the counties are really holding up these permits. People can't get permits, man. I don't know who is in charge of this, but the government is completely failing us. I mean, bro, you talk about this enough on the show. Yeah. We are the people. we are the people, and the government is failing us right now. It's supposed to be us. You know, I personally know, whether they're family or close friends, marriage is falling apart over this.
Wow.
You know, we pay so much in taxes, especially for those people that are in the water. Well, what are they waiting on? You know, I just found out this morning, Indian Rocks Beach used to pull their own permits, and they used to be the middleman for that process. They're not doing it anymore. People have to go through the counties now, and the counties are making it very difficult. You know, they had the fast passes for people to get these permits, and I don't know what happened to that. Now people can't get permits.
Wow. Yeah, it's a big time. It's a big bottleneck, and then you couple, government bureaucracy on top of that. And I'm not pointing a finger anywhere with that statement. I'm just saying that look, we have to do better. We have to allocate extra resources, additional funds, additional bodies, whatever it takes to get people back in their homes, back into a normal living condition. Because and especially anything dealing with out of state, anything dealing with Washington D.C. and some of those areas. Now you're talking about extra layers of bureaucracy, and it's a challenge for people because this is real life. This is when that public service becomes time to actually come through for the people, like you said, Derek. We the people, and a lot of people are fed up with it. A lot of people are getting frustrated. But we've got to have patience out there, and we got to understand that things. Can't move quickly at all times, especially when you have natural disasters. I mean, these are big-time disasters. You think about the sheer numbers of people affected. Do you remember the amount of property damage estimates, Derek, and how many people roughly estimated just in Florida? Let's just look at Florida, then you can couple in the Carolinas and other areas.
Yeah, I mean, Hurricane Ian, I don't know about Helene and Milton, but Ian was billions.
Mm-hmm.
Billions of dollars of damage. I mean, these insurance companies collect our premiums every year, and when we have damage, that's where they lose money. But now they want to be sticklers about it. They don't want to teach people how to file claims. They don't want to teach people, hey, you have this 50% rule. This is what it means. Here's what's happening. People have no idea what to do, and they're clueless. And it's really just hurting the people by them trying to control every aspect of the process. And it's really hurting the people, man. The freedom needs to go back into the people, and it's just a very unfortunate. People that are low income, they're getting crushed by this. I have a couple of clients where their 50% number, their 49% number is $50,000.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to, you know what I mean? They're way exceeding their 50%, and they can't rebuild their homes. It's really sad what's happening. And someone, I don't know who's in charge, whether it's in the county or who's in charge, but they really got to step up, in my opinion. Of course, they got to step up and really try. I mean, there's still trash on the side of some of these areas. You know what I mean? So it's just really sad what's happening. But I know a lot of people got affected, and a lot of people are confused about what's going on and how these flood and wind claims even work.
We're talking with Derek Kobel, Right Way Public Adjusting on the Consumer Quarterback Show, rightwaypa.com. You can find him online. He's also doing a lot on social as well, Instagram.com, rightwaypa, Derek Kobel. Derek, let's walk that through. Now, so if you have that 50% rule example that you gave, and let's say it was $50,000 and they can't replace the roof and the other interior drywall, et cetera, piping with that $50,000, where does that person go? Where do they move to? Are they just forced into bankruptcy?
So, I know you and I have talked a lot on air, off air about conspiracies, and as much as I'm not a, 100% conspiracy guy, it seems like a lot of things we believe come true. I do believe they're trying to push people out. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I do believe they're trying to push, because why are they making it so difficult for people to rebuild their homes? If your repairs come back over that 50%, they will condemn your home, and you are required to tear it down and build back up.
Wow.
Who has a couple $100,000 to build a 2-story house?
Great point.
Especially low income families.
Yeah.
So the issue that, and man, the other thing that's going on too, which is devastating for people, is these permits and what they're including. So they're including, so the 50%, the way I've understood it, and please, if anyone has more knowledge in this, I'm not very familiar with 50%, but the way it's been explained to me is it's permanent items. All permanent items go towards that 50%. So, but what they're doing is, and that's main items, your electrical system, HVAC, plumbing, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They are including demo in the as a permanent item.
The demolition cost?
Towards the 50%. Demo, drywall. Why is drywall? I mean, I understand certain safety items and building items, but why is drywall in there? Cabin. They're adding all these extra building materials to be put in to this 50% into that 50% where they are making it very, very difficult for people to not exceed the 50%. But again, they have options. People have options. Again, they're just not educated. Nobody knows what to do.
Let me add something there. Jason Avery with Avery Construction is very knowledgeable. He's one of our longtime show partners on the Consumer Quarterback Show. If you have questions to what Derek was alluding to there is, what's included in that 50% is the and maybe stretch some things this way or that way. Yeah, I believe there is, and Jason can talk to you about that. Jason Avery at Avery Construction. Give him a call. You can find his info at consumerqb.com. You can also find Derek Kobel's information at consumerqb.com. And we're talking with Right Way Public Adjusting owner Derek Kobel here. He's the Director of Marketing and Senior Manager of Adjusters. So what else are you seeing out there, my friend?
I just want to give a shout-out to Avery. Make sure that if you guys don't have contractors, get a local guy like Avery, because these guys that coming from out of town, they don't know what our local laws are. So it's very important to get someone local. So that's a great point to give him a call. As for anything else, man, tips and tricks, really supplemental claims. That's a big thing right now. A lot of people rather haven't been paid yet or they got their first initial check, and a lot of people aren't happy. If anyone needs a second opinion, I'm definitely here to help as a public adjuster. We'll go ahead and look through it. A lot of people are rather giving up, or they're just submitting whatever estimates they're receiving. You really want to be cautious, on what's being submitted to the insurance company. So, I'll just say if anybody has any claims or documentation that the carrier is sending them on why certain items aren't going to be covered or why the dollar amount isn't enough, I'll be more than happy to take a look and see why the carrier is only paying for what they're paying for. So, anyone that's listening, anyone that got affected by this, my heart goes out to you. It's a lot of devastation here. It's very difficult to see it in your own backyard. Obviously, it's easier to go in other areas of the state and country and see it somewhere else. But when it happens in your own backyard and you see all your families and friends affected, you really start to wonder and question, where's the government? Where is the help that we're supposed to get? So, Brandon, as you mentioned, we got to bring it back to the people and find a way to help everybody.
And I saw James O'Keefe. He did a interesting video documentary. What a great work he's done with O'Keefe Media Group and the one previous Project Veritas that he owned prior to before they forced him out. He did a lot of this video, documenting where in the Carolinas, I believe it was, where they had the terrible flooding from the hurricane, and just how similar to what you're saying there, Derek, and what we all hope is not true, is that there's some major force working behind this. But he was talking about how potentially there's huge investor groups that are going to come in and buy a lot of these homesteads where the people can't rebuild, they can't afford it, they're condemned. So yeah, there's a lot of circulation around that, and also a lot of it is not just the surface rights. It's about the subsurface rights. It's about the precious metals that they're able to pull out and utilize in computers and technology and cell phones. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I hope Congress acts and will take care of the folks that are struggling right now. It's just heartbreaking to see that. Let's take a quick break here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Derek Kobel, Right Way Public Adjusting. More with him coming up here as well. And also, I don't know if you heard about this movie, but Am I a Racist? Snubbed by the Oscars. What an interesting movie. You've got to check it out. It's one of the top 10. I think out of the last 10 years, it was one of the top 3 most grossing numbers as far as income coming in their initial release. Matt Walsh, Daily Wire, Am I a Racist? Snubbed. We're going to talk about that and more with Derek Kobel. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon BRimes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values. Patriotic, Christian conservative companies And you can find that online at americafirstpatriotstore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out americafirstpatriotstore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also a business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, americafirstpatriotstore.com.
Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon BRimes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon BRimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
Talking with Derek Kobel here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Right Way Public Adjusting. More with him here. More about these insurance claims being denied, FEMA, the 50% rule, 49% rule. What's behind that? What's causing that? We're going to summarize all this with Derek coming up here in just a moment. Hot listing at 7720 Maryland Avenue in Hudson. Beautiful property. This one's 2.36 acres. Zoning is RMH. That means for mobile homes. So this is a great opportunity. There's existing structure there already as well as other mobile homes, but this could be about 18 to 22 mobile homes is what the owner has told me you could fit on here. Think about the cash flow that you'd be able to generate. You're at 7720 Maryland Avenue in Hudson. You're just off of US 19 as well, so you got nice egress there and egress coming out. Close to the airport, great opportunity. It's fully cleared, and you can put multiple mobile homes on there and have a great rental income. You can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
All right, I wanted to plug this movie here, hilarious movie if you haven't seen it, and I got a quick clip I'm going to play.
And the Daily Wire-produced comedy Am I Racist was snubbed from the Oscar shortlist despite its record-breaking box office success. Here with more is Daily Wire reporter Amanda Prestigiacomo.
Academy documentary branch members controversially left off Am I Racist from the Oscar shortlist, even though the film brought in more money than any other documentary this year by far. Am I Racist, which exposes the lucrative DEI industry, earned the third highest opening day gross from a documentary in the last decade and was one of the most talked about films of the year. The star of Am I Racist, Matt Walsh, called the snub a farce and criticized Hollywood for gatekeeping and resenting conservatives' success.
It's a hilarious movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to pull that one up and check it out. But yeah, great reviews, and then of course it gets snubbed at the Hollywood. But it's all about that DEI scam that the left is trying to pull. and diversity, equity, inclusion, which is nothing diverse about it. It's straight up racism. And equity, no, we're not looking at equity. They talk about equity and outcome. We're looking at meritocracy. If you're the best at it, in other words, if I'm on an airplane, I don't care what skin color the pilot is. I want to arrive safely, right? So we've all heard that. But check out that Am I a Racist movie by Matt Walsh. It is hilarious. All right, Derek Kobel, Consumer Quarterback Show, Right Way Public Adjusting. What else do we do?
By now, a lot of people that have flood damage have figured this out. ALE, additional living expenses, is not covered. I mean, we have people staying in hotels that have rental cars, lost their stuff, and I know the cars don't really mean anything when it comes to building damage, but additional living expenses, people are living outside their homes and they don't have any coverage for it. The only way that is covered if there's actually a wind claim or wind damage to your property, to where exterior water from a wind-created opening actually caused damage to your kitchens, bathrooms, the ceilings, to where that was the actual cause of damage instead of the flood, because then you can get your ALE covered. And a lot of people don't know how to try to differentiate the two and argue that. But again, that's something that's more black and white, whether they have the damage or not. I don't know if there's any other specific questions that people have had from you in the past, but really right now, people just need to understand, as you've already said, is patience. These adjusters are overwhelmed. You got to think these adjusters got slapped 100, plus claims on their lap, and they have to go through every single file, and not just for the initial estimate, but for the supplements as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of these adjusters, they were given, I believe FEMA, they were given 3 months, which is typical to get their reports in. And I believe they raised that about a month ago. They raised it to 4 months. So we're 2.5 months in, almost 3 months in. We still got time before some people are even going to see an initial estimate. So I have some adjusters, and if there's commercial properties, they're being pushed to the back.
Wow.
So, the best way to get your claim paid fast is to have the proper documentation. And I don't know if I have a quick second, but an example of that is I have a client that has limestone tile stone flooring. So it's a very expensive flooring, and I've done research, and the house, when it was listed, says it's shell limestone.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's absorbent. It's very, very absorbent. So that is, when that has that category 3, crap water, that needs to be removed and replaced because it's absorbent. I have all documentation to show it. The carrier's fighting that it could be cleaned. They have a special way of cleaning it. So there's a lot of, as long as you're able to show them that, but we have great documentation to have a good argument. If you don't have any of that when it comes to these hurricane claims, the carriers are just going to push you to the side. They're just going to approve and pass off what they can. That's obvious. So if you guys have, if anyone they feel is relevant to certain items in the home, another big thing, countertops, kitchen countertops. If the cabinet countertops were damaged from the removal, flood won't cover to replace the countertop. But if the countertops were damaged, they need, whoever removed those countertops, they have to document that they carefully tried to remove those. Because they're supposed to save those if they can, but if something breaks, there has to be a good explanation as to why. And a lot of people don't understand that they just need to provide documentation for every step of the way, so things that were broke or damaged can get approved and paid for, and there is no excuse for the carrier not to pay it.
Derek Kobel, Right Way Public Adjusting. Hey, Derek, last question. Have you seen a lot of the electric vehicles get blown up? And I know Mike Murphy had his get blown up. It blew out part of his house, caused a house fire at his home in South Tampa. Have you seen that out there?
I haven't heard of another one, but I did just have a new client today where one of their electrical panels on the outside actually caused a fire.
Wow. Yep. Interesting. All right. Check them out online and on Insta. Check them out on the gram, Right Way PA. Derek Kobel, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, guys.
All right. We had Martine Gramatica on the front end, Clearview Imaging Center, and Derek Kobel, another great show. We want to thank you for tuning in, supporting the program. Follow us online at BrandonRimes1, at CQB Show, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for checking out the show and supporting our partners. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.